Galamsey Catholic bishops. And then Channel 1 newsonline.com, stay out of rivers or face consequences. That's the land minister warning Galamseyers. We'll move away from that, and the Tamale Tamale Technical University has been in the news over issues to do with sanitation, among others. Let's see what that story is about. We'll start with the Ghanaian Times. They have that. They say police fires warning shots to disperse rioting TATU students. The new publisher, university students clash with police. Channel 1 online news. Channel 1 newsonline.com, TATU students forced into open defecation due to poor toilet facilities. Away from that, let's come to the story to do with U.S. deportations and matters arising. We'll start with the Ghanaian publisher, Mohammed's deportee deal unconstitutional. This is a minority speaking. The Informer says deportation of West African civil rights group Trump over Ghana. And then finally, on citynewsroom.com, Ghana to receive 40 more deportees from the U.S. Foreign Affairs Minister Ablakwa revealing on the point of view. We'll move away from that, and the Bank of Ghana slashed the policy rate by 300 basis points. Let's see the reason and how that was captured. The new finder says BOG cuts down policy rate to 21.5%. BNFT, BOG extends easing cycle, bets on disinflation and strong GDP, lowers MPR to 21.5%. And finally, with Channel 1 newsonline.com, BOG draws policy rate to 21.5%. Another story that is still making headlines has to do with the removal of the Chief Justice. She has been reacting to that. Channel 1 newsonline.com, Tokono challenges legality of her removal as Supreme Court judge. So those are some of the big stories for the week. When we come back, we'll introduce our guests and then delve deeper into these stories. Stay with us.
You've seen nothing yet. This Big Brother Naija Season 10. It's 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, and 10 times the game. This is certified. No zero, no minus. Big Brother Naija Season 10. Showing 24/7 on DSTV and on GoTV. Gold sponsor, Guinness.
Our media landscape is at a turning point. The intersection of policy and technology demands a new roadmap. Join us for a landmark forum broadcasting at the crossroads, shaping Ghana's electronic media future. Theme: aligning policy, technology, and global best practices. We are bringing together the brightest minds to build a stronger, more resilient future for Ghana's electronic media. Register now at africamediabureau.com or call 0503-332-375. Secure your spot to shape what's next. A forum by Africa's Media Bureau, supported by the Ministry of Communication and Digital Technology. Media partners, Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM.
Welcome back to What the Papers Say. I'm Vivian Lokko. Thank you for staying with us. Let me introduce our guests for today. We have Sami Wiafi here with us at Channel 1 TV as well as City 97.3 FM. Sami, welcome. And then we also have Samuel Tamensa here with us at Channel 1 TV as well as City 97.3 FM. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Right, so we'll start with a discussion. Galamsey, it's back with a bang because quite a number of developments. First, to do with the president's reaction on to declare or not to declare a state of emergency. We've had quite a number of groups, individuals reacting to that. And then today, the minister was at In the western region, touring some places affected by galamsey. He has said they will review the law where those who have to mine by rivers, they have to stay away for around 1 kilometer away from the current meters we see. So I'll start quickly with that of President Mahama, what he said on to declare or not to declare a state of emergency on places affected by galamsey, and then I'll take a bit of the minister, then I'll come to my guests in the studio.
Reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency.
This is the Ankobra River here in the Nzima East municipality of the Western region, and I'm currently sitting on a boat here in a community called Yoso, and I will be very much disembarking at another community within the same municipality called Akango. What is so special about this galamsey, anti-galamsey operation taking place today is that we have the sector minister, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, today sitting in this very boat wearing the white cap, joining us in this very operation with the officials from the NIMOS, making sure that they patrol this very Ankobra River to rid it of any of the illegal activities that we've been seeing. I mean, look at the water, shows that it is that bad. Basically, the whole exercise is to make sure that he sees what is actually on the ground when it comes to the fight against illegal mining that is actually polluting this very river here in the Western region. We've been told that we'll be riding for not less than, 50 kilometers from here in Awaso, in the Nzima area, all the way to Akango, also in the Nzima area, where we'll be disembarking. After over an hour of patrol on the Ankobra River, with devastation being caused by these illegal small-scale miners, the minister and his entourage actually stopped at a community called Chinatown, a community which is basically made of makeshift structures that used to host a galamsey operated by Chinese.
Baha, Minister Mabaha Mikui, Moamuti and Kubra, no rivers a Wogana Haka Sini na Memban catcher was a time and also says some of some way mining. Yabechremo Quine, Yabuamu, Yamamu, Niema Mudibeye, a friend of cooperative mining. Bebia, a rock, near Chremusenia Muya, and saying Sui. We actually set off on this patrol on the Ankobra River around 10 a.m. and as I speak, we've gone past 12 midday and we're still counting numerous platforms used by this galamsey. As you can see over here, we have a lot of it all spread along the banks of the river. I'm told by the officers.
So that's Western Bureau Chief Akwese Nimeje with the minister touring the areas around the Ankobra River. Let me start with you, Summons. Two critical developments here. First, to do with the president saying that he intends to hold with this whole state of, emergency declaration. And then secondly, we see the minister moving into, try and see some of the developments and take action. But I want you to start with the state of the emergency, because I know it's something that over the period you've pushed for that to be done.
Thank you very much, Vivian. I think, I get confused a bit when I read the body language of the president with regards to this state of emergency. It's beginning to sound as if declaring the state of emergency would suggest that you are unleashing some chaos into the system. The MPP government ran away from declaring the state of emergency, at which time MDC in opposition used it as a whip, trying to push the then government to declare a state of emergency. Now the tables have turned, and we hear a different story from the NDC. My conclusion is that maybe there's something at the Jubilee House that gives you a different picture of what the country looks like once you enter there. Because for me, state of emergency is nowhere close to chaos.
What
there are only two phases of the state of emergency. There's always a legal framework and then an operational framework for state of emergency, regardless of what situation you are faced with. And even if you have to suspend certain policies, it will have to be captured under a legal framework. And it is when the country itself or a portion of the country is faced with an uncontrolled danger, or the kind of danger that threatens the very livelihoods of the people you are governing. 1, 2, where the existing laws and regulations have not been able to provide remedy to the problem. Then, looking at the risk factors, you approach the state of emergency. Now, the president said something that, look, we have not exhausted everything, Maybe he sits in a position where he sees better than we see. But what we can see is that based on the outcomes of the efforts that they are putting in, it looks like we need to take a more radical approach. It may not be state of emergency, but we need a more radical approach. And so I don't want our conversations to be locked up on to declare a state of emergency or not to declare. Now, the law is very specific on what to do with people who go against the established rules. Have we lived up to expectation? And we know what the answer is. So when are we going to start? We are spending months discussing whether there should be state of emergency or not. Whereas the basic laws that we should use to govern, we don't implement. So I'm even thinking that we can push the government to declare a state of emergency. They will declare it tomorrow and go and sleep, and nothing will happen. Because for the laws that we have that are easy to implement, nothing happens. Now the other side is the minister's intervention. I'll tell you what, anytime I hear Ama Kofi Boah, I pity him. Because you can see a man whose heart is in the job. Somebody who genuinely wants to see something happen. But if the minister is pushing in this direction, and the body language of the people at the top is singing a song from another sheet, then I can feel the pain of the minister. And we also know of people who are undermining the minister. I'm telling you, and people who are undermining the minister's efforts. Look, if we don't do something about what is going on, apart from embarrassing those we have put in charge, what we also do is that we are risking their lives. We are risking their lives. Look at this, is it multimedia gentleman, Asari Bediako. This guy has been on this Galamsey. And looking at the risks involved, do we understand the kind of things we are exposing this man to? Even military people attempt and the people fire back. And everybody mentions Erastus Asari Donko, right? Erastus Asari Donko. And the government is still licking around the whole thing. We are endangering people's lives, even for journalists, across board. Security forces. You know, so what we have ended up doing is empowering the communities that are knee deep into this galamsey, because so I don't know how to say that in English. So that's what's happening. For me, 6 months down the line, I don't think that the government has given any indication yet. In the beginning, I thought it was going to happen. But 6 months down the line, look, you need to convince me that this thing is looking good. We have not seen any positive progress.
At all. I mean, the president listed a number of things. We are seeing Amabua pushing to a bit.
No, we see, we can isolate the efforts, but I'm looking at the outcomes. Okay. I go to the central region every other week, and I have seen the Ayensu River turn brown in the last 3-4 months. Okay, so how about that? So because of that, the Kwenyaku Waterworks is gone. Kwenyaku Waterworks serves 10 districts directly. From parts of Kaswa area through Gomwa, all the 3 Gomwas, Gomwa East, Gomwa Central, Gomwa West, through Aguna East, Aguna West, through what do you call the Ejumaku Enyan Isiam, through Winneba area, you know, and now they all don't have drinking water. So this whole argument that, oh, the galamsey is giving job to people, please, let's stop this.
Right. Let me bring in Sabi.
Well, Vivian, I heard the president speak and say we've not exhausted, everything. What is left? I'm just asking, what is left? Because we started Operation Vanguard, it didn't work. We started Operation Vanguard 2, it didn't work. So what is left? We're told that in the coming days, following the death of the 8 Ghanaians, the president was going to announce some comprehensive measures to deal with galamsey. It's been a month and some days already, or some weeks already, and we've not had this comprehensive thing that we're expecting the president to announce. If it will come later, that's okay. But for now, we haven't, seen these comprehensive measures to address the galamsey issue, and it's getting on and on and on. And I feel, Sames mentioned the Kwenyaku water treatment. That's not the only treatment plan that has been shut down. Yeah. The Chebi one in 2022, I don't know if it's been fixed. And then the Takwa one, the Bonsa treatment plant also is shut. So the people of Takwa also don't have water. So gradually, we see a shutdown of water treatment plants. And if care is not taken, we may shut everything down across the country and we may import. We heard some people say that if care is not taken, in the next 5 to 10 years, we may import water. In Ivory Coast, we are even having issues with the Ivorian government because of galamsey. When I was presidential correspondent, the president made a trip to Ivory Coast, and Ouattara confronted Mr. President on that matter. And so, if we are not dealing here in Ghana, it's extending to another country. And we must take drastic measures in addressing this. I've always said it, Vivian, that the best way to deal with galamsey, which I always repeat and people disagree with me, is the shoot-to-kill system. I know people will disagree with me, but that is the only way I feel we can deal with this galamsey issue. Because if the operation guys, that I know the IGP has set up a police team to do, they've been withdrawn. Yeah. When they went to a community in the Ashanti region, Manso, somewhere, the people fought back with pump action guns, and they had to withdraw from the town. Now the entire community are backing the galamseyers. How do you stop this?
Isn't that because it's become their livelihood?
I hear that argument all the time.
So we've crossed the line now.
I hear that argument, but should we sit down and for the livelihood of people to destroy an entire environment and pollute water that we drink? They are environmental criminals, as Dr. Kenashibe said, and they are killing us. So the best way we must all stop this is to kill them back. I've always said, if we take our special forces to the forehead, first operation, second, third, and fifth, they kill everybody, this galamsey thing will stop. People talk about human rights, but they are not thinking about how these people are also killing us. And the health risks, when we watch the video on the Kwenyaku shutdown, the people in Agona, the kind of water they were drinking. So imagine in Takwa, Chebi, all these people, imagine the kind of water they drink, the kind of food, and we plant, food stuff there, and these stuff come here to Accra, and we go and buy them, full of chemicals, and we are eating, and we are dying gradually, and we don't think Galamsey is causing it. I think we should take some drastic step in addressing
The
this.
minister tried to convince the people he met who were involved that they would put them into the cooperative or community mining.
We've had this.
He's giving them that
People
opportunity.
started community mining. Where did they reach? They started community mining. Disguised in Galamsey form. Community mining became Galamsey, and the cooperative thing that he's mentioned is community mining in disguise. They just rebranded it, and it's the same thing, Vivian. It's the same thing. The last time the deputy CEO for Forestry Commission came on Point of View, and I think that which region in Ghana does not do Galamsey? And the only 3 regions: Accra, Volta region, OT region. Every region in Ghana is seeing some level of Galamsey, and we should sit down and watch these things to happen. I think the best way to deal with this matter is the shoot to kill method.
That will come with excesses.
But what they are doing is also coming with excesses.
Let's
So the best way to deal with this matter,
Let's solution.
I've said this several
I
times.
think
but then-
it's just not. Look, it's not just an issue of go and take gun and start shooting people. I think it's just showcasing the level of his frustration.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to process this thing as a country. Now you have a country that has no accommodation for people who sell marijuana. We have no accommodation for people who practice prostitution. But we have accommodation for people who do Galamsey. I mean, if somebody is selling marijuana, I mean, it's illegal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How does that affect you?
Yeah.
If somebody goes to buy his marijuana, how does it affect me? But look at somebody doing Galamsey. We thought that it wasn't coming close. Now the same Galamsey has crippled the economy of parts of Central region, parts of Eastern region. Completely. Go to the Winneba area, the hospitality industry is down. Because there's no water. I mean, you don't have water, how do you manage your water? There are secondary schools in the Central region and Eastern region. Now they have to go and fetch water from boreholes which dry up so quickly because of the pressure. So to say that we are now that is giving job to people, please let's not fool ourselves. It is actually killing people. And Galamsey is going to give us multiple levels of problems. It's going to bring, I mean, look, you can't even measure health problems,
Environmental.
A lot of them.
environmental problems, and you have inter-community conflicts coming, and all the things that we can see. So to sit and try and make it look as a normal problem, and the reason the Catholic Bishops' Conference have proposed that we require something in the form of a state of emergency in order for us to use unorthodox methods to arrest the situation. And please, as a country, let's not joke with the Catholic bishops. Let's not. Historically, you don't joke with that group of people because they don't just talk. And for the Catholic Bishops' Conference, and that's not to disrespect any other group of persons, but I'm saying that if you hear the Catholic Bishops' Conference take a position on something, it suggests that it's been well thought through, considering the intelligence they have and what they have. So I don't think we should be dilly-dallying about this thing. We need to take radical solutions, steps to curtail this. Takwa has no water. Swedru, no water. Parts of Mankesim, no water. And we are sitting and we are happy because as for us, we drink bottled water. We sit here and drink bottled water. So you see how.
But even it's interesting. We think it's just about the water, but the food, everything is gone.
That's another level. So you have the Galamsey as a problem. It's sitting there. And you have water security being threatened,
Yeah.
food security being
Yeah.
threatened,
Yeah.
health security
Yeah.
being threatened,
Yeah.
and we are having a good night's sleep. That's why I started by saying I pity the minister. Even right in his constituency, people are fighting him because he's like he's coming to take our daily bread from us. So why do you think he was made a minister? And the man has shown that he is serious to get this thing done. But he's not King Kong.
Yeah.
You know King Kong, the movie King. He's not King Kong. He can't do it all alone by himself. But the promise, we will deal with it from the promise of the NDC prior to coming into government. And how they said they will eradicate this thing in no time. 6-7 months and counting, nothing seems to be happening.
Samis, what about the people involved? Sami believes we should shoot and kill. The people involved, how do you think we should convince them to switch to the other side?
You can't use counseling method to
which
move people
method
out
would
of.
you
go for?
What I'm saying is that the president said that we have not exhausted all the options. So let's make it more effective. You understand?
Yeah.
Remember when under MPP they said at some point that when we arrest the Chinese people who are doing galamsey, we will not prosecute them. We'll just go and dump them back in China. I mean, I honestly didn't know whose wisdom that was. That when you arrest them in a sovereign country with laws operating, you will bypass your law and go and dump them in China, knowing very well that the Chinese, they do group visa processing. So there are some Chinese who come to Ghana with visas who have never visited our embassy. In fact, they haven't even applied for visa.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they say they are going to change. So
that.
what I'm saying is that whatever tools we have, we should get to work and start using. If people are, I mean, look, these guys, we've allowed this galamsey business to move from a normal practice into an economic activity. And that's where it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
Look, the other day when we spoke to the gentleman from Takwa, he said that, look, the Takwa economy is driven by galamsey. And we cannot even restrict it to only Takwa. There are several towns and villages where galamsey has taken over the economy. So it's a difficult task. But it's a difficult task which we have to confront anyway. Otherwise, it presents a more serious, disastrous situation to the entire country. So what do? We have to confront it.
All right. I have to take a quick break here. You're watching what the papers are saying. I'm Vivian Kai, looking here with some Watermans as well as some Wiafi. We're looking at the big stories for the week. Just gone by with our discussions has to do with matters around galamsey. When we come back, we'll go to Tamale because students from the TATU have been protesting over sanitation issues, among others. Don't go away.
DSTV means choosing.
Amazing acting.
Face branding while streaming.
Front row at the gaming and super fanning while on the going. Winning! Binging and blockbustering. While others are white ricing, you're jolloffing.
This looks so good.
With something for everyone, anything is possible when you're DSTVing. Start today with all sorts of packages to match your...
The City Business Olympics is back! It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy. Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action. Date Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time 8 a.m. Venue Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558 973 973 to register your company today. Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. The City Business Olympics 2025 is powered by City FM and Channel One TV in partnership with Side Hustle, and it's proudly sponsored by UMB Bank and supported by Bethel Logistics and Dampon Healthcare.
Welcome back to what the papers are saying. So we'll move to our next topic. If you look at the Ghanaian Times, for example, this is around the Tamale Technical University. They say the police fires warning shots to disperse rioting TATU students. But let me take you there. Our Northern Bureau chief visited the university when the disturbances happened, and she filed this report.
Students of Tamale Technical University staged a protest on Tuesday, September 16, 2025, demanding improved welfare and urgent infrastructure development on campus. They accused management of failing to account for development levies charged in their fees, insisting that despite years of contributions, no tangible projects have been delivered. SRCPRO Mahmoud Musa accused the university administration of neglect.
If we take the school fee structure, there are components that are being allocated to it, which one of them is developmental levy. Students have paid for the past years without any developmental project in this particular university. That's been championed by the university. Again, sanitation is one of the things that students face so much. Open defecation on campus is at alarming rate as we speak at the moment. Students, there is no proper washrooms. The washroom that we are having, they have not been kept properly. And because of that, students are forced to use the bush instead of using the washroom.
The situation escalated when police reinforcement arrived. Officers fired warning shots to disperse the protesters, who retaliated by pelting stones. In the chaos, 3 students sustained rubber bullet wounds and are currently receiving treatment at the Tattoo Hospital.
These are some of the evidence of the rubber bullets that were fired by the police. The students were not armed. When we had a walk to Chowu, no gunshots, no firing until we got to administration. What we are saying is that this is uncalled for. We are only calling on management to wake up from their deep sleep.
One of the injured students, who also serves as the minority leader, recounted the events that led to the shooting incident in an interview with Channel One TV.
We are having our peaceful demonstration, which we want the management to carry out our programs today, also how we can solve it. And when we got there, to our notice, police came in and they were giving one shot. One of the gunshot they had, shot over there, cut a glass. So the glass was falling on us, so I have to put the lady in front of me. Then I cut myself as well, and it fell on me. So I had a serious cut on my head and also my hand.
Meanwhile, the Director of Public Affairs at Tattoo says management is concerned about the incident and will convene a meeting soon to address the issues raised by students.
Actually, unfortunately, it's regrettable that we have gotten to this level. And it's not an exciting moment for any university administrator to experience what happened this morning. Management to have a decision. So we are able to agree, and this has led to the unfortunate incident that happened this morning.
So that's some sights and sounds from Tattoo. Pretty disturbing. The environment, the toilets is just difficult to even watch. I'll start with you on this one. It appears that the authorities are just, they've left everything to fate.
And I support the action taken by the students. That has got results.
Yeah.
This evening we were told that the school management has met them and they plan to do something about it. So assuming they hadn't taken this action, the things that they are supposed to be done by school management won't be done, and yet they take fees,
developmental
levy from students year in, year out, and look at what we are seeing on our screen. Look, there's a washroom for students, and had it not been the protest, they won't do anything about it. I support the action taken by the students to ensure that things are done. And it's become one too many. We live in a country where people have to take actions before certain things are done. Even in SHS, we see students protesting about the kind of food they eat, and they come back to come and rectify the situation. So should we always protest before we get things done? Has now become the national norm now, and that it moved from national is now coming down to student level. I mean, if you charge students for a specific levy for a particular project, you must account for it. Let the students see what they are paying for. In that way, the next time when you charge them for some other things, they are in a position to pay and see what that thing is being done. And so for them to sit and wait for students to protest before they do what is supposed to be done, I don't think that's the best. Whoever is the rector or the principal should be sacked, because you sit down, wait for a protest before you ask. Why? You don't know what's happening on campus. You don't know the sanitation situation. For students to go out open defecation in a university, a technical university. I mean, how? Come on, we can't do this. In 2025, a school without sanitation, how long does it take to build, toilet facilities? How much does it cost, to build one? And you sit there and wait till this time before you want to act. I feel this.
It looks like they don't have people to clean them. That's another.
And Vivian, I'm sure in every university or tertiary institution, there are cleaners. There are TAU members.
Yeah.
The non-teaching staff who take care of these things. Is it that the school is not paying them well, or the school owes them the reason why they have decided to boycott, their job on campus? So I think we need more answers from management of the school. How come it's gone down to this level? And is it that the students also don't keep their place neat? You must also ask the LSAC too. Is it that you go there, after doing your thing, you leave it the way it is? I don't know if that is it, but then from the pictures and video we've seen, it looks like they don't take proper care of the place as well. But I feel the action taken by the student is the best. The police confrontation, it was unnecessary. This is a student protest. Why would you fire rubber bullets? For what? They are not destroying any school property. They are just protesting, expressing misgivings over something. You call reinforcing, they are shooting rubber bullets. Assuming one person had died or somebody had died. What will be the story? I feel the police in handling this thing should be a bit careful. These are just students. They are harmless. Allow them to vent their anger. And the anger they vented brought about what we are seeing. So for me, I support the student action.
I mean, you also saw you were a student leader. These were some of the things you were doing in your time, protesting when things were not right.
No, first of all, I wasn't a student leader,
or student influencer.
I think we've seen what is happening at Tamale. Used to be Tamale Polytechnic, now Tamale Technical University. It's a combination of several factors. Okay, so stretching the existing infrastructure that was meant for a polytechnic, okay, which has now become a technical university, which also has grown in terms of numbers, except that we did not expand the supporting infrastructure commensurate with the numbers. So wear and tear over the years, and abuse, misuse, lack of resources. Okay, so it's just a combination of several things. But I also want to quickly say that, you see, it's Tamale Technical University that is on the streets shouting. But trust me that what they have done actually will replicate itself in other tertiary institutions, because what we see there is not different from
others.
What happens in other tertiary institutions. You understand? I mean, there are exemptions. Last time I was at KNUST, I mean, I was full of admiration. I mean, I always say that it's the only academic institution that has seen significant progress since we left there some 30 years ago. Every other one has gone down like this. You understand? It only suggests that it is possible. Now, I used to teach at UPSA, okay? And I have seen UPSA from, if you like, nothing in terms of infrastructure to what we see, to the extent that UPSA has become the go-to place for hosting international conferences, very important events, and very serious faculties involved in academic research and collaborations with international. You see, what I'm saying is that some schools have proven that it is possible. Okay, so we need to take special interest in especially the schools, the have-nots. Okay, so a school in Tamale will not generally compare themselves with a school in Accra or Kumasi at that level in terms of resources. Okay, and so the policy direction should bend in a manner to resource these schools. And it's not by coincidence that Haruna Idrisu is also a member of parliament in Tamale. And Haruna, you can't sit down and watch this thing go on just behind your backyard.
He's education minister too.
That's one. The second one is you are also
the son of the land.
Yes, son of the land, education minister. And so the agency with which we should deal with this thing, we can't even measure. And it's not a touch and go thing. You're not just going to sweep the place because it's a major infrastructural intervention.
Yeah.
And it's not just Tamale Technical University. Go to Sunyani Technical University. Go to Takrady Technical University. You know, all these polytechnics that were converted into universities, they are crying for help. They are crying for help. Not to talk about the other satellite campuses of some of these schools that have been turned into autonomous, So there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work. And we shouldn't, and these police people and their jokes. But you see, these things don't surprise me. Because if politicians have a better reality of the problems that we are facing as a country, they will stop this joke of every time loading police service with their party people. I was given a quota to bring people to police. You know that the people you are taking, they don't have a mind of going into police. So when we are confronted with issues like of this nature, they throw rubber bullets at students who are not armed, students who are not causing any confusion, because the police themselves, they are not experienced. Because if they were experienced, all they needed to do was to do a barricade and stop the students from going further. That's what we see in best practices. You don't go and shoot. I mean, you shoot and you kill somebody. What have you achieved? So police, just calm down and allow the students to express their frustration. What you do is to manage them. Don't go and be shooting. If you want to shoot, go and take Kafugbe, and go to the bush and go and...
To the Galamsey side.
To the Galamsey side. Yeah. You can't be shooting students in this day and age. Shooting students. In fact, they should even hunt down the policeman who did the shooting. You shouldn't go and sleep. They should arrest him and jail him somewhere.
Well, what about the leadership of the school? I mean,
well, they also, you see, they have. They have. Definitely, they also have questions to answer. But at times I'm reluctant to go hard on these people because, you see, the politics involved in appointing people to manage some of these schools also come to question. Because some people who are not, they are just not competent, they are clueless. But because of their political association, they take them and just dump them there. Oh, okay, you've been appointed to manage this school. And I'm not suggesting that the person is, but I'm just saying that they have questions to answer. But if the model they are using does not give them the kind of revenue as we see maybe UPSA and the likes, getting, then it may still be difficult. But we should not see education as an expenditure. We should see it as an investment. So either way, it is required that the government pays close attention to this, and we are calling on the Minister of Education, Haruna, to work faster, run fast, and go and solve that problem. Otherwise, it will move into other areas. Bogatanga too has technical university.
All the regions.
Yes. Yeah. So if they see that this is the approach, my brother, it's only a matter of time.
Okay, guys, we have a few minutes to go. I want your quick thoughts on this U.S. Deportation thing. But before that, the Foreign Affairs Minister was here yesterday. He spoke to Bernard on that issue. I'll take that clip quickly, and then I'll take your final and parting words, then we'll wrap up.
On principle, on humanitarian grounds, Pan-African solidarity, let us accept our fellow West Africans. And let's make the point that Ghana is your home. We are not going to allow you to
accept them
distressed.
to keep them here, or accept them to send them back to their countries.
So the choice is theirs, really. For 90 days, if they want to stay here, they can stay. But so far, all of them have indicated that they want to go back after some time, and we've been facilitating that. I can reveal to you that we are expecting another 40.
Another 40?
Another 40 in the next few days.
Of which nationalities?
West Africans. The understanding we have is that it will be West Africans. And don't forget that...
Do you vet them before they come?
Yes, we vet them.
What caveats do you give the Americans?
So we have said that...
Who is not acceptable?
Hardened criminals, convicted criminals. When the background check reveals that you've associated with terrorism, with violent extremism, you are a very violent person.
So that's the Foreign Affairs Minister speaking.
This is Sami has to deal with this matter. I have small contribution here. When I heard him say, when the background check reveals that you are hardened criminal, and I'm asking myself, you are sitting in Ghana, and then you are able to do background check of somebody that America has forced you to accept. For you to sit in Accra here and you can do background check and then determine that this is hardened and this is a soft criminal, this is a hardened one. Oh, Charlie, let's stop the concept.
Oh, why you should respect our security apparatus in doing the background.
Oh, we can't do any background anything. No, I'm saying that when America has decided that they are bringing
what they
the
want to
person
do,
to you,
yeah.
and you say that, oh, it's a kind of MOU. It's not even MOU as in proper MOU. See the speed with which you want to implement the thing. Then the day they will bring MOU in the form of a constitution, now we'll go and carry the whole Guantanamo Bay and bring them here.
And these are people that the US or the Americans do not like.
They don't
so
want.
They ship them here, and when they tell you that they have done background check, are you going to doubt it?
No, you
are you
can't.
going to challenge it?
Listen, we will do our background check.
Vladimir Danso has been speaking. He's saying that there's no way we are taking this for free. We accepted something.
Of course.
Yeah. So the whole thing is money, isn't it?
They need to come clear on this.
No, it's a humanitarian grounds.
But then Danso said even though it is humanitarian grounds, there's an exchange for something.
No, let's see the MOU. Maybe when we see the MOU.
And when
some exchange was made.
And when this whole issue came up, Vivian, I had people quote Article 75 of the Constitution. And I'll read with your permission. It says, the president may execute or cause to be executed treaties, agreements, or conventions in the name of Ghana. B, a resolution of parliament supported by the vote of more than half of members of parliament. So those who disagree with this move believe that it should have gone to parliament for there to be an agreement by the House of approval before these individuals are brought in here. They believe the government has breached the constitution for even to accept the 14 individuals in the first place, and then the announcement of the 40. Henry Nana Boachi, the national organizer of the NPP, remember took the government, then John Mahama Administration, to court on the Gitmo 2 on this same matter. And there was a Supreme Court ruling that says that it is an agreement, and so it should have gone to Parliament. Now, I've heard him this evening write something on his timeline on Facebook saying that he may go back to the Supreme Court on this matter again and want the Supreme Court to compel government to enforce their ruling, which they did in 2012. So for them, or for him, the government is breaching, the constitution of this republic.
But I mean, Ablakwa said it's not an agreement. It's an MOU. It's a kind of MOU. It's something like MOU.
An understanding.
It's something like.
Well, the minority, they issued a statement when the 14 was announced. They believe that even if it's a kind of
MOU,
it's
an understanding,
or a kind of agreement, or a kind of treaty,
you know what understanding,
or a kind of understanding,
or a covenant. It's a weak covenant. Weak covenant.
It should still come to Parliament for Parliament, to rectify it before it's done. But we've seen first 14. We didn't even know until the president mentioned it. A lot of people didn't know about it. And now he gave us an exclusive that 40 more. How many more are we expecting?
40.
No, Ablakwa said, no, you are not being fair. Ablakwa said that our AG spoke to the US AG, and the US AG advised that it's just an MOU, so we should take our guard down.
Understanding.
My namesake, Sammy, you chop hot.
But it's surprising that some African countries are rejecting some of these deportees. But why are we opening our arms and our too?
No, but we are Red Cross. We are Ghana Red Cross.
And understanding.
Understanding. Yes, at times you don't want to add anything.
No.
Or you want to go with the understanding.
No, I get the understanding. So we'll leave it here.
Gentlemen, thank you so much, Samuel Atamesa and Sami Wiafi. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to out there for watching Vivian Lokko. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.